Go here with Darren Gobb. He's a retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel. Thank you for coming on. And Ruthie Blum is a former advisor to Netanyahu's office. Ruthie, can I start with you? How important is this meeting today between Trump and Netanyahu? He's had a series of meetings, bilateral meetings, meeting with, again, the president in the Oval Office, but also meeting with Vice President Kamala Harris as well. Now he's meeting with the former president and Republican nominee for president, Donald Trump, today in Florida. Your thoughts on that?
I think it's symbolically significant. You mentioned this slight tiff they had, and actually that was more from Trump's direction, because when Biden became president, Netanyahu congratulated him. He wasn't the first world leader to do so, by the way, but he did congratulate him, which he really had to do. And Trump got very annoyed at that. Now, it is true that Trump has been the best friend that, as in the White House, that Israel ever had, because it wasn't just that he moved the embassy to Jerusalem and that he brokered the Abraham Accords. He ripped up the Iran deal. He recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. He recognized Jerusalem as the Israeli capital. And he also said that settlements are not illegal. There are other things as well, but there's no question that he was amazing. And that's one of the reasons he got very annoyed with American Jews for voting Democrat all the time. However, we know that Trump takes things personally. I think this is a way of their burying the hatchet, because, we don't know who's going to be president in January. Could be Kamala, could be Trump. So I think that Netanyahu wanted to meet. We met with the incumbent, Joe Biden, met with Kamala, probably the nominee, and now Trump.
Yeah, if he's over in the States, might as well meet with everyone, right, and have those conversations. As we pointed out and we covered on Newsmax, Harris did not attend that joint meeting of Congress. And then, of course, she did meet with Netanyahu after the fact. Here's what she said to the press, members of the media.
I also expressed with the Prime Minister my serious concern about the scale of human suffering in Gaza, including the death of far too many innocent civilians. And I made clear my serious concern about the dire humanitarian situation there. Let's get the deal done so we can get a ceasefire to end the war. Let's bring the hostages home, and let's provide much-needed relief to the Palestinian people. And ultimately, I remain committed to a path forward that can lead to a two-state solution.
So, Lieutenant Colonel Gobb, do you believe Harris could be more critical of Israel than Biden was?
Well, that would be difficult, but she certainly could. But the key thing that she said there was that she's just going to continue to carry the mantle forward of this two-state solution, which is a guaranteed path towards failure and continued conflict in the region. So that is the key thing she said, that looks exactly the same as this administration and so many administrations in the past, that they don't want to really do anything meaningful when it comes to change. And I think that's what the key difference is between Trump and his predecessors, was that he made some major moves that showed him to be that true friend of Israel and the greatest friend of Israel in the White House today. So if Kamala, God forbid, ends up in the White House, then it's going to be more of the same and more of the same problems.
You've seen some of the video there. That was right after the meeting between the vice president and the Israeli prime minister. We're watching for, again, that meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu and former President Trump today in Mar-a-Lago. What could be said there, and the news on that. Ruthie Blum joining us, and Colonel Darren Gobb. Thank you both. We appreciate it.